I'm Andy, this is Kirstin, and that is our floating home Magic Dragon. We've been aboard for over a year now, and recently we've been enjoying life in the Bahamas. Now, the sovereign nation of the Bahamas consists of over 700 separate islands, and these islands can be grouped together to describe different regions of the Bahamas. So far, we've spent our entire time in the area known as the Abacos, and it has been incredible. But we are eager to explore more regions, so the goal for this video is simple. We're going to leave the Abacos, sail across the Northeast Providence Channel, and arrive in Eleuthera. Follow us on Instagram for real-time updates, and subscribe here on YouTube to join on the adventure.
Today we're headed down to Linyard Key. We're headed just a little bit further south so that we have a good jumping off point to head down to Eleuthera tomorrow.
That's right. We've spent the last couple days actually hanging out with our friends at Sailing Sunday. You should go over to their channel and subscribe. This is them. But we're going to part ways, at least just for a little bit. I think we'll catch up with them again later this season. We're heading down to Eleuthera. We're getting further south. Warmer weather, warmer water, and more friends and crew coming, right?
Yep. Our good friend Emily, who has been on the channel before, she is going to visit us. And then a little bit after that, my parents are going to come down for a couple weeks.
So all we have to do is pick up anchor, get the boat on. It is basically dead calm today, which is unfortunate. So probably like 4 knots of wind. So we're just going to have to motor down to the next anchorage. But that happens sometimes.
Anchor up.
We don't really have far to go today, just about 12 miles from our resort to where we want to be. It's supposed to be beautiful. It's kind of bittersweet because, I don't know, I've grown quite attached to the Abacos already, but I'm also noticing that this is kind of my personality of like, I get to a place that I really like, quickly grow attached to it, and then it's like hard to leave that place. But I'm also trying to take comfort in that I will probably get to Eleuthera and really like Eleuthera. I don't know. It's I could just stay here for the whole season. I think I'd be pretty content with that.
In terms of forms of travel, I think sailing can have a lot of downsides to other forms. It's much slower, but it has the benefit of all of your stuff is on the boat, so whenever you go somewhere, you can never forget anything. Like, if you travel and you stay in hotels or hostels or resorts or something, you unpack all of your stuff and you could leave something in one of those rooms. But on a sailboat, you can't really do that. So every time we pick up anchor, we never have that feeling of like, oh, did we pack everything?
This trip has been one of our laziest. We barely cleaned up the boat, we left the hammock out, we accidentally left our bridle hanging over the side, but with no wind and calm water, we weren't too concerned about it because it was just a nice, relaxing day on the boat. Oh yeah. Having arrived at our new anchorage, all that was left for the evening was to hop in the dinghy and take the dogs ashore because they need their exercise after a long day underway.
Scott, let us know if there's any wild pigs. No, don't go back in there.
Good morning. It's a little after 5 a.m. Today is the day we're moving the boat from the Abacos to Eleuthera. We've been looking forward to getting further south for a little bit of time now, and today that's finally going to happen. We got just a few things to do this morning, and then we're going to pull up the anchor, hopefully just after first light, and roll out of here. Let's go. We are officially underway. Anchor just pulled up. We are just leaving. Oh, the hook feels good. I don't know, I'm still a little nervous, excited, and all the in-between, but I think it's gonna be a good sail, and hopefully we like Eleuthera.
Andy just informed me that my shirt is inside out. That's what happens when you get dressed in the dark. That's like...
Flip it around. Whoa, whoa.
Actually, what was really happening is I'm on my like third wear of this, so I figure you just turn it inside out and it's like a brand new shirt, right?
As per our usual agreement, or arrangement, the forecast is proving to be quite wrong. We were supposed to have between like 10 and 15 from the southeast, which is that direction over there. Instead, we have about 5 knots from the northwest, which is that direction. Direction would be fine if it was stronger, but there's not enough. I'm hoping that it shifts around today, but for now it means we're relegated to motor sailing. We're in about 3,000 feet of water. During this trip, we're gonna end up over about 14,000 feet, which is quite incredible. But even though we have the motor on, it's nice, it's pretty peaceful. You can probably hear, or not hear, that is, the motor. We decided we're gonna take the motor off. We're gonna try to sail for a little bit. We're generally upwind, not close hauled exactly, but you know, something forward of a reach.
It's nice to have the engine off. It feels like we're not doing too bad. Like when it gets up to 10 knots of wind, we can get to almost 4 knots of speed. Maybe that's just how it goes upwind.
With the engine off, we took this time to enjoy a quick lunch in the peace and quiet. There's nothing better than being underway without the motor and the sails up. It really just has a way of calming everything down.
Let me be your reminder, we will find the beats for this dream. Not too far from the heart, there's a star. Oh, have me as a reminder when it stings. When you're busy growing up, know that I'm right here.
been sailing, straight sailing, not motor sailing, for about 2 hours now, and it's been really nice. It can be a struggle sometimes with our boat because the way the running rigging is set up, it's not the easiest boat to operate. We have some ideas on how to fix that in this off season later this year, but for now we just kind of make do with what we have. But once we get the boat kind of set up and on its way, it's a really good reminder that it's very peaceful. It's quite enjoyable. The journey, you have to enjoy the journey as well as the destination when you're traveling on boat, by boat, whatever. And this has been very enjoyable. But unfortunately, because as we've done several times, we put ourselves on a little bit of a timetable. I'm sure we've mentioned that in the video already, and we need to get there before the sun goes down, so that way we can see any potential reefs or obstacles that could damage our boat or sink it. So we're gonna have to turn the motor on here in a few minutes, pick up the speed a little bit. We're sailing it actually pretty well, but we're just gonna run out of, kind of time, and that happens. So it's been really good, but we gotta get going. So let's go turn it on and make it a little bit quicker. Oh, also, it's hard to describe exactly how blue the water is. I don't know if the camera picks it up very well, but it's just like the deepest, richest, purest, like navy blue you've ever seen. It's very beautiful. Condition update, we've only had the motor on for just a little bit, but wind picked up. It also changed direction slightly, so we're able to point more at where we want to go. We'll still have to change direction some, but with the wind, the ocean sea state has picked up a little bit. Nothing today is going to be that crazy, but there are like little white caps on the top, and the frequency of the waves are getting closer together, so we're beating into them a little bit more. A little bit of spray popping up, getting the deck wet, getting the pike wet. So we have just under 2 hours until we're in like protected waters again, and then we'll have about another hour or so after that to get to the anchorage. We're in the home stretch. You can see the anchorage. We're about 2 miles away from it. We're tired. Moving the boat takes a lot of work. Even when you're just motoring the boat, it takes a lot of work. At least it feels like it does. It takes a lot out of you. Constant movement, the rolling, things still happen. It's been a long day.
I mean, we motored the boat, but we did a lot of sailing too. We put the sails up, we had to adjust them and tack and all the other nonsense that is required to sail this boat.
We did sail for a decent amount of time. Less than what the forecast said we should have, but once we got out there, more than I thought we were going to be able to. So, not too bad. Just gotta finish our anchoring procedure, and then we will have arrived. Look at how blue this water is. Anchor's out there. Hey, buddy. Kirstin, welcome to your second Bahamas, I don't know what to call it, like
destination.
Major
island group. Yeah, oh man, it's exciting. I feel like it all happened so quickly. It wasn't like we prepared ourselves to leave the Abacos, but now we're in Eleuthera. I'm excited to explore a new place.
And we're excited to take you along with us. We'll see you next time. Anyways, this is Spanish. Well,